facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Howdy everybody, I'm your host, Beaton, and welcome back to some more fun weekly Trash Can Tidbits. Last week I asked the question, what was Sonic's name originally going to be? The answer is, Mr. Needlemouse. It's pretty fun looking at Sonic's concept art and even seeing that he was going to be a rabbit in one draft. After refining him and making him a hedgehog, Naoto Oshima originally named him Mr. Needlemouse due to his spikes. Yuji Naka, Sonic's other co-creator, suggested Sonic for the name instead because Mr. Needlemouse sounded too childish and they were attempting to create a character that would appeal to older kids. It was also Naka who made Sonic fast, and the rest is history. Now with that addressed, let's get started with fact number 1. Did you know that Elizabeth Taylor was the first actress to be paid $1 million for a film role? The film was Cleopatra, a film that has since entered mythical status as one of the most expensive films ever made for its time and one of the most notorious in film history. Taylor, who at the time was a critically acclaimed talent, but also a notorious charmer when it came to men, initially balked at the offer of playing Cleopatra, saying she'd do it for $1 million as a joke, which she expected to be turned down. To her surprise, the studio accepted and she was hired. 20th Century Fox, who made the film, became the first ever studio in history to pay an actress $1 million for a single role. Unfortunately, that was only the beginning of Cleopatra's troubles, but that's a story for another day. Fact 2. Did you know that the term paparazzi originated from a classic Italian film? In Federico Fellini's film La Dolce Vita, released in 1960, which takes place in Rome, there is a minor character named Paparazzo, who is a photographer. The word paparazzo apparently means sparrow in one variation of Italian, and the film has no shortage of scenes where photographers and reporters are out and about trying to get one good photo or quick interview with various celebrities. Fellini had said these throngs of clamoring photographers reminded him of sparrows, and he in turn coined the phrase paparazzi to describe them, which is still in use today. Fact 3. Did you know that the actress who originated the role of Nala in The Lion King on Broadway later had a show written for her by the same songwriters? Heather Headley, a Trinidadian-born actress who made her Broadway debut as adult Nala in The Lion King, commanded the stage in her role. The show's director, Julie Taymor, successfully expanded the character, giving her more songs, such as the stunning Shadowland, which perfectly showcased Headley's voice. Elton John and Tim Rice were so impressed with her performance that they had Heather in mind when they were beginning to write a concept album for a show they were writing called Aida. Headley accepted the role, took the show to Broadway, and won a Tony Award for her performance. Heather has since had a flourishing career, later appearing in other shows in London and Broadway, including The Bodyguard and The Color Purple. Fact 4. Did you know that the game Pokmon Stadium was actually the second game in the series, but the first to be released in the West? The original Japanese game, called Pocket Monster Stadium, was at first going to be an exclusive title for the short-lived Nintendo 64 disc drive. Due to the commercial failure of the DD, the game was only ever released in cartridge form, and had only 40 playable Pokemon, almost all of them being fully evolved Pokemon. Because the complete game was never released, it was then discovered that every Pokemon could be fitted onto a full cartridge. Hence, the second game in the series for Japan became the US version of the first Pokemon Stadium game. Fact 5. Did you know that composer Andrew Lloyd Webber's then future wife was in the original London production of the musical Cats? Sarah Brightman, a then up-and-coming singer-dancer, managed to get into the original London cast playing a cat named Jemima. The quality of her voice managed to catch Lloyd Webber's attention, and he ended up falling in love with her, marrying her in 1984 but divorcing in 1990. The success of her part in Cats compelled Webber to create the role of Christine Daae in The Phantom of the Opera just for her. It took a few years for fandom to get to the stage, but the part propelled Brightman to bigger fame, and she continues to enjoy a successful solo career in both opera and pop music. Fact 6. Did you know that James Earl Jones was in 2 notable movies where he played an African king, and both times his queen was played by the same actress? He appeared as King Japhet Joffer, leader of the fictional African country Zamunda in Coming to America. Actress Madge Sinclair played his wife in that film, Queen Aeolian Joffer. And of course, Jones and Sinclair would play king and queen once again in The Lion King as Mufasa and Sarabi respectively. Sinclair sadly passed away in 1995, a year after The Lion King was released, and out of respect for her, Sarabi was not seen or mentioned at all in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Fact 7. Did you know that there's a whole deleted chapter from Sly 2, Band of Thieves? This chapter would have taken place in Monaco, and got as far as a couple of missions before it was scrapped. One such mission would have involved Bentley stealing a yacht and crashing it into a casino. The overworld of this Monaco locale is still left in the game's files. It's unknown why this level was removed or who the main villain of the chapter was going to be. If I had to guess though, judging by the character Dimitri owning a dance club and shifting the game's first chapter to Paris instead of Monaco, it seems like Dimitri would have been the focus of the deleted chapter. Fact 8. Did you know that the original Street Fighter game only received 1 home port when it was first released? The first Street Fighter game came out in arcades in 1987 and was a moderate success. Despite the fact that it was the first competitive fighting game released by Capcom, it only received 1 home port. It was released in 1988 for the TurboGrafx CD console, where for some reason it was renamed to Fighting Street. Obviously the series took off when Street Fighter II came out in the arcades. Emulated versions of the first game have since been released in Street Fighter Legacy collections, and honestly, after playing it, yeah, I very much prefer Street Fighter II. Fact 9. Did you know that 4 actors with the first name Chris have played Marvel superheroes? Beginning with the MCU, Chris Evans plays Captain America, Chris Pratt plays Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, and Chris Hemsworth plays Thor. If you also really want to get technical, Chris Pine plays Peter Parker / Spider-Man of Miles Morales' universe in Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse. Even if it was a brief part, it still counts. May there be many more Chris's in future Marvel films to come. Fact 10. Did you know that Vin Diesel played the voice of Groot for multiple film dubs of Guardians of the Galaxy? It sounds like a cakewalk considering the only words Groot is capable of saying are, "I am Groot." But the truth is, Diesel says each one with different inflections, and he's revealed that he played the part with a second script next to him, indicating what Groot is really saying. With this fact in mind, Vin got to play the part in Spanish, French, Mandarin, Russian, German, and more. So he in fact got to say, "I am Groot" thousands and thousands of times in many different languages without a word of complaint. Furthermore, Bradley Cooper, who plays Rocket, can speak fluent French. So I'm deducing he also got to play Rocket for the French dub of Guardians as well. And here's this week's trivia question. In a previous video, I mentioned that The Emperor's New Groove started out as a musical with 6 original songs written by Sting. Eartha Kitt was always on hand to play the deliciously wicked and super funny villainess, Yzma. She in fact did have her own villain song that was deleted from the film, but has since made its way into the character's mythos, even recently appearing in a stage show at Disneyland Paris featuring Yzma, long after Eartha Kitt's death. My question to you is, what was the name of Yzma's deleted song? And there we go for this week. I hope you all enjoyed this list, and of course, stay tuned for more. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for future video notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.